Escaping the prison was still a distant goal. Mike needed to familiarize himself with the layout and devise the safest escape route. A few days of observation revealed that every iron gate in the prison was heavily guarded, with keys distributed among different guards. Attempting to force his way through or steal the keys was too risky. The most feasible option was to leave via the roof. However, the towering perimeter walls presented a new challenge. Glancing at his bed, Mike had a sudden epiphany. The bed frame wires were the perfect materials. He swiftly dismantled the wires, leaving only a portion to support the frame. Then he tore the bedsheets into thin strips and wound them around the wires, creating a sturdy makeshift rope. To execute his plan, he needed a partner. Mike meticulously shared his door chiseling technique with the inmate across from him, hoping they could escape together. The inmate listened and expressed his desire to test it out first. A few days later, the man approached Mike again, shaking his head. "Your method is too complicated and risky. Even with a rope, we can't climb out without hooks." He paused before adding, "I'm going to try my own way." The next day, however, the inmate was taken for interrogation by the guards. Upon his return, he became quiet and reserved. Whenever Mike tried to approach him, the guards would chase him away. One day, while emptying the toilet bucket, the inmate suddenly dashed forward, looking extremely panicked. Mike immediately pursued him, only to discover that the man had been hiding a hook in his clothes. In the next instant, he charged towards the perimeter wall, clearly attempting to escape. The other prisoners were unsurprised by his actions, as if they had seen it all before. Mike understood his fellow inmates' intentions and could only silently pray for him. A day quickly passed, and just as Mike thought the man had successfully escaped, the inmate was brought back the next day, severely beaten. However, he returned with shocking news. There were actually 2 high walls outside, and hooks were necessary to climb over them. This posed a challenge for Mike. The inmate told him that the solution was not complicated. It was the light fixture above their heads. Unfortunately, during dinner, the inmate was taken away by the guards again. Shortly after, the sound of machine gun fire rang out from outside. The inmate had been killed. Mike realized that if his escape plan wasn't foolproof, he would share the same fate as his fellow inmate. So, following the inmate's advice, he removed the light fixture and used a spoon to unscrew the bolts, obtaining a metal frame. As for the glass, the method was simple. Place it under the mattress, carefully crush it with his feet, pour the shards into the toilet, and secretly dispose of them during the daily cleaning. Next came the creation of escape tools. Mike bent the metal frame into the shape of hooks, but 2 weren't enough. He used the bed frame wires to combine 2 shorter sections into a third hook. To ensure the plan was infallible, he tested the hooks on the window and found them to be sturdy, capable of supporting his weight. After completing these preparations, he hid the tools under the window ledge. At that moment, the prison suddenly sounded the assembly whistle, and the inmates were led to the yard one by one. The guards announced that someone had been executed by firing squad for secretly writing letters to the outside. They declared that a thorough search would be conducted, warning that anyone found with a pencil before dinner must turn it in or face immediate execution if discovered. When the guards came to question him, Mike discreetly hid his pencil behind his back, pretending to have nothing. Fortunately, his hiding spot was concealed enough. The next day, during the search, the guards didn't find it. However, he knew he had to act quickly. Mike tore all the clothes his family had sent him into thin strips, even the towels, to reinforce his homemade rope. Yet 2 ropes were still insufficient.